So today we're talking about the mystery of sex, which the manifestation thereof comes from the 5 and the 6. 5 is the number of Pe, female principle, which is the bride below. Yeah, that's bride below with the battery there, and Shekinah that is in Bina, both of which are 5, and 6, which is a number of Val, which is in Tifereth, and is supposed to raise Malkuth, the bride, up to Bina. So on the 4th month, which comes from Chesed, I'm not going to point any longer because I keep losing it. We get the manifestation from the supernal triangle of Keter, Chokmah, and Bina. And Tifereth is where the male principle, the sun, resides, S-O-N, raising the bride who lives in Malkuth up to Bina, which is the mystery of sex. So the 30th day of the Chesed month, which of course is this month, April, with the 2 times 26, the ram's horn, of course, is the double 7, 7th term of the Fibonacci series. For those who haven't given away their free will, is 13, so up to 26, and then we've got the 2, 0, 26. So we've got the double ram's horn. So this is the year of not the exchange ritual, but the double exchange ritual, one where the grail state of the Neos is drained dry, and the Elohim in their grail state with ram's horn outwards complete the great work of the Elohim to totally manifest the Elohim's creatures using the ultimate Neo, which is the avatar of the source, not simply a Neo that's touched the source, but the complete avatar of the source that has been sacrificed and given away its free will via linking from Keter, where it lives, to Chokmah by the Fool, so it gives away its free will for Trinity. That didn't happen because this total avatar of the source doesn't give away his light for any Trinity, past, present or future. The only Trinities I have are those that my vampire cohorts take off to the basement. We won't describe what we do to them in the basement. While the linkage between Keter and Bina is the magician, so the only hope of the female principle is to link up with Keter via the magician, the Ipsissimus, yours truly, by reaching Bina, because the avatar of the source, the non-Trinity avatar, is not a fool, and when they tried to make him the fool by force, as we explained in the previous video, Charlie Kirky Boy got ganked 6 hours later, and the Rothschilds have been spending hundreds of millions, if not billions, with trying to get rid of Z in China, and now Charlie Boy is in America, desperately trying to get Taylor marrying the Pfizer Butler for real, so that the Nepo rape baby Wills and his bloodline can take over as the acknowledged Antichrist, and the entire cult, be it Luciferic or Satanist, worship the Rothschild royal family. So you can see the big game, and he's gone to America for 4 days, which of course is Chesed manifestation. So it's an occult ritual of Charlie Boy wandering off to America to try and barrack all the great and good in America, including Trump, to get Taylor to not fake it to make it, but to actually not fake it to not make it by marrying the Pfizer Butler. And the 30th month, of course, is 3 times 10, 3 for Binah and 10 for the Tree of Life. So this is the mystery of sex, which is in A.E. Waite's Holy Kabbalah, which I think he's got in his hand there. Which is the innermost secret of all Kabbalah. And it is about Malkuth, the bride, where the bride resides, being raised by Tiferet, where the Vow, the male principle, resides, to get to Binah. Now let's look at, we've looked at Katy Perry, how she tried to destroy me, and of course she's been destroyed, so they're trying to scapegoat old Russell Brand, the born-again Christian. I tell you what, cameraman, read his book and in 7 days you'll be a Christian, and a nonce too. For you Americans, a nonce is an Epstein, or a whole host of others. Tom Hanks, Ellen DeGeneres, Ashton Kutcher, basically all of Hollywood, isn't it? Allegedly. I think not. Anyway, let's look at the one they've chosen to do all the heavy lifting for female principal, which of course is Swifty Girl. She resided in Malkuth, which is down the bottom there. And they need to raise her to Hod, which is the bottom of the female pillar, and that pathway is, according to this one, the Eon, according to my A.E. Waite Kabbalah book, it's judgment, change of position, renewal, outcome. So that's Taylor when she started off in the music industry, from high school going to Hod, because remember, the Illuminati spend decades in their occult rituals, and Taylor Swift is one giant female occult ritual for the Illuminati. Next, of course, she's got up to Hod, the bottom of the female pillar of severity. So next, of course, we've got to do the occult rituals. To raise up, and she can only be raised by Tifereth, the male principle. So the bride can only be raised by Vow, the bride below number 5, Vow, number of the male principle, the son, 6. So 6 times 5 makes 30th, and that's when today, or soon will be today, is the manifestation of this mystery of sex. And you add 5 and 6 together and you get 11, which of course is death. So how does this link up to this? And of course the 30th is Binah, which is the 3rd Sephiroth, and 10 linking up to Malkuth. So today, in 15 minutes, and we'll be finishing it on the 30th, is all about using Taylor Swift. Remember, Katy Perry was there to gank me and take all my sauciness. She failed and was bloomed and then Trudeau'd and used by the royal family to raise them to godhood. And of course, according to the People's Voice, which I'm not going to show, Charlie Boy's got Kuru from eating too many babies. Wills, with his ultimate power, can't even keep his hair on. Middleton, I don't know what we're up to. Middleton 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There's so many Middletons there. And of course we've had the decimation of the head of the Freemasons' son-in-law, who blew his brains out with a shotgun. So obviously, all of you Luciferians and Satanists, you must worship this bloodline, because they have the ultimate power of fucking up and will foobar you forevermore. So you see why Charlie Boy's in America, to try and make sure that Taylor gets Pfizer Butler. Anyway, to continue the Taylor Swift story, which is one giant occult ritual. She gets up to Hod, the bottom of the female pillar. She's now famous. So they now need to link her up to Tifereth. And the pathway from Hod to Tifereth is the devil. So they have to make her a devil worshipper. And of course there's no evidence, is there, cameraman, in Taylor Swift's videos or in her touring, that she in fact is a member of the Luciferical Satanist cult. Do you agree, cameraman?
Oh, I do.
She's a pristine, born-again Christian like Russell Brand. And once she's got to Tifereth, by selling her soul to the devil, she then, of course, needs to do the ritual to make it 100%. So the link between Tifereth and Hod, the bottom of the male principle, is death. So she has to do her sacrifice of the male fan, which the People's Voice, saying inside her, gave them the info on, which is on the People's Voice, allegedly. Once we're there, and we've done the sacrifice, we can pop back to Tifereth, and the male fan's soul can then be used to go back via the devil pathway, which links up to Hod, the bottom of the female pillar, and then of course she needs to be raised to Gabora, which is severity. That's all the nasty stuff of the Kabbalistic tree, via the hanged man. So Taylor, according to the hanged man in my little AE-weight book, wisdom, circumspection, discernment, trials, sacrifice, intuition, divination and prophecy. So she has to become the hanged man. And did Taylor Swift get sacrificed on the way up? Did she lose anything? Read from Isaiah, cameraman. And what did Scooter Braun do to Taylor Swift?
Well, it took your mind.
He took her entire back catalogue and her videos and her entire life. A bit like Robert Jordan and Morton Janklow and Jeremiah Schwartzy Boy and the Bank of Cyprus and the rest try to do yours truly, and all have suffered accordingly. So Taylor, her entire legacy was taken by Scooter Braun, which then raised her to Gabora, and the next pathway up to Binah is the chariot. Succor, providence, also war, triumph, presumption, vengeance, trouble. But a chariot, you're moving around, aren't you? Did Taylor Swift move around the world?
Quite a lot in that plane, mate.
And was she doing rituals when she was moving around? Was she getting millions of people worshipping her while she was moving around? And what was that called?
That was the love spell, right?
No, that was the Eras Tour.
The Eras Tour, yeah.
The Eras Tour, which got her presumptively, because remember, she can't reach Binah until she's jumped the abyss, which is death. But it got the marker there, so she goes presumptively up to Binah, and from Binah, which is number 3, with the Eras Tour, how does she connect to the male principle in Tifereth from Binah? Because she's got to, she's like the future Taylor has got to Binah by this process, but she hasn't got there because she's got to jump the abyss, which is in Dat, and avoid having her soul eaten by Corazon. And the only way to go all the way up is from Tifereth, the male principle. So the male principle has to carry her across Dat to actually manifest Binah, her being the bride that's risen to the bride above Shekinah. And what do you think the pathway between Binah and Tifereth is called? The lovers. And did Taylor Swift, during that start of that tour, after she lost Scooter Braun, did she sacrifice her old lover, Alwyn, and did she get a new lover? And what was that? The Pfizer butt slut. He, of course, has been raised by Amazon to Netzach. So he goes from Malkuth manifestation, and straight up from Malkuth to Netzach is the moon, hidden enemies, danger, calumny, darkness, terror, deception, error. Well, this season that fully works out. They, of course, tried to raise him via the world, assured success, voyage, route, immigration flight, change of place, which was the NFL shit. And remember, they did a whole thing on the Pfizer butt slot on Amazon with Bezos, who of course allowed me to poison the Pfizer butt slot because the Pfizer butt slot was on the same channel as Bezos's Wheel of Time. So the Pfizer butt slot accepted all of the download of the IOU to himself and the NFL via Bezos and the Wheel of Time on Amazon. But it should have gone from there to the sun. Material happiness, fortunate marriage, contentment. Instead of which it was all destroyed by yours truly. So the only pathway to the bottom of the male pillar was the moon. Hidden enemies, danger, calm night, darkness, terror, deception, error. And for all of you NFL fans, the Pfizer butt slut went from hero to zero by losing the playoffs single-handedly. Then the curse made sure their quarterback got his knee foobarred, and then they lost to the Raiders, who were the worst team in the NFL, to complete the mooning of the Pfizer butt slut. As I say, I'm always ready to moon, or if you're into BDSM, queen the Pfizer butt slut when he's trapped to my torture table. I won't explain queen to you, cameraman, because you're of a nervous disposition, but all of you into BDSM will understand what mooning, no, queenie is. Which is the same as mooning, but a little more personal. Anyway, we've got a Pfizer butt slut into Netzach. She's connected to Tiferet via the lovers, and the only way she can connect from Tiferet to the Pfizer butt slut in Netzach, which is all the sevens. Remember, we talked about all the sevens. That's the seventh Sephiroth in the Kabbalistic tree. All the 7 exchange rituals come from Netzach. 7 of swords, 7 of pentacles, 7 of cups, 7 of wands. And we explained how we've taken over the exchange rituals. So the Pfizer butt slut's been fully exchanged for total damnation. So what we're doing here is making sure that Taylor Swift, who's the culmination of the Illuminati Satanist religion, raising Malkuth to Binah, is totally queened in the BDSM way by yours truly, and is dropped to Netzach. So the exchange rituals go on to Taylor Swift, all the Swifties, and Amazon, and the Illuminati, and the Rothchilds, and. And the pathway between Tiferet and Netzach to connect Taylor Swift to. She wants to achieve Binah, which of course is, once you jump the abyss, would be a Magister Templar. The connection downwards, of course, is from Tiferet to Netzach is death. So we simply import Charlie Kirk, the lowest form of filth, and Iris Goldsmith into Taylor, to dump her by death into Netzach, so she's now a 7. To do all the exchange rituals on Taylor Swift and all the magic that Taylor Swift was going to be used for with my ganking, remember they were desperate to gank me, is all reversed and done upon the Illuminati, Rothschild royal family. Mission over. All completed. The ultimate omega-helization of Shekinah above in Binah and the bride below in Malkuth, all done by Taylor Swift upon her marriage which of course is the 3rd of July. What's the number of Bina, Shekinah above, cameraman, in Kabbalah? 3. What's the number of Netzach where the Pfizer Batzlat is placed?
4
No, 7.
or 7.
When is the date of Taylor Swift's omegalization of the entire Illuminati cult, Satanists, and their total ganking, torture, hell, mayhem? 3rd of July. What's the number of July? What month does it come out? It's the 7th month. So, the Taylor Swift marriage is the culmination of my damnation ritual on the Shekinah above, the Shekinah below, the male principal Tifereth, all the Illuminati and the Satanists, all done by the marriage of Taylor Swift to the Pfizer Batzlat. The ultimate torture, ganking, omegalization, all done with the free will of the Illuminati and the Rothschild royal family, who demanded that Taylor marry the Pfizer Batzlat because, of course, the Nepo rape baby must be crowned the grifter, Antichrist with his grifter bloodline, otherwise they lose all power over the West. So as you can see, it's a happy ending, and the marriage is the end of the Rothchilds, the whole Illuminati, Luciferian Satan's cult, all done by Taylor Swift, dropping the Shekinah in Bina into Netzach, so I can do all the exchange rituals, which are not double, they're quadruple, 2026, so that all the good things come to me, and the spirits of the Elohim and the bride, which is the manifestation of the Elohim, all get the 7 exchange rituals, and the end of the Elohim destroyed Grail state done by the Judases with a twisted Grail state is complete, and the Grail state of yours truly, where the ram sword facing outwards, where I gank or take all the goodness from to raise myself to Keter, where I'm there already because I never dropped, just means that since I've never dropped, the entire Elohimic structure of the Kabbalistic tree and the tree of death and the backside universe B, backside of the Gothic realm, all have to power me with the IOU and the method by which, the agent by which I get all this new light for the new source, and new new source, etc., etc., is Lucifer, who is my eternal slave, and redoubled my eternal slave by the marriage of Taylor Swift to the Pfizer Batzlat, all implemented, demanded by Charlie Boy in America on the 4th month. 4 days to try and get the Americans to make sure that Taylor marries the Pfizer Batzlat. Yours truly never marries her, so he can gloat, torture, gank, and have the Shekinah and the bride below in his torture chamber, where his vampires can turn out the lights as they torture them slowly and horribly to death in Gankfest, as you see from the clock. All manifest 4 minutes past 12.